emotions and faces, like sour face in Hebrew. It's very interesting. Stick with me. So hi, I'm Noah and I'm a Hebrew teacher, and today I want to teach you phrases that are connected to face. We have a few of them, but before I teach you that, I want to say something. A lot of times we learn something and we don't immediately remember, retain, and know how to retrieve it and use it, right? Most of the time we learn a lot of things, we remember just bits and pieces, and then a bit more and a bit more and a bit more, and it is a process. But I want to tell you that everything that you learn sticks. Nothing goes to waste. So let's say you've learned a lot of vocabulary and you sat at home and you worked on that, and then a week later maybe you remember a quarter of that, maybe just a few words, and you're kind of frustrated that you don't remember everything. You've worked so hard. Is it time gone to waste? Well, no. Sometimes there are things that we retain easily. I don't know, they remind us of something. It's easy for us to remember for some reason, the music of it, the meaning, it's important to us. We did something, I don't know, we used it maybe. Some words take more time. Maybe we overloaded ourselves with information. But what you've learned and invested and worked on, it's like, I call it seeds, okay? It's seeds that you planted for the first time. And exactly like a plant, it takes time. So maybe you've worked on it. This is the first seed. The next time you hear these words that you've worked on in conversations, videos, music, you'll say, I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds familiar, like I've heard it somewhere. And the third time you'll say, yeah, I've heard it. I know I've heard it, but what does it mean? And the fourth time you'll say, oh yeah, I know. It's that, right? And the fifth or the sixth, it depends, but it doesn't matter. You'll know how to use it yourself. So sometimes it's like a seed, we plant and we grow and we water it, and it takes time until we see any little leaves, and then it takes time to grow, and then it's a tree, but we don't see the fruits yet. It's exactly the same thing. But can we have a tree? Will we have a tree if we didn't plant that first seed a year ago or a few months ago? The answer is no. So everything you learn is stored in that storage room in your brain, and it's the seed that you're planting, and you'll need to hear it again and again, and you'll need to use it again and again, but you have to have that first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. So everything you do is important, okay? Now let's learn something new. So first of all, face in Hebrew is panim or partzuf. Panim, partzuf. What's the difference? Well, actually, they both say face, but the nuance is more cultural. Partzuf usually is used for something that is kind of negative. Panim, you have a nice face. יש לך או לך פנים יפות. So, partzuf panim, but usually partzuf is for the negative a little bit. What else? Partzuf we can do. I can do partzuf samech, I can do a happy face. I cannot do panim smechot, right? Sometimes we'll say hu mitpartzef or he mitpartzefet. They're like making faces at me. Yeah, like doing like, or they're like making faces at me. I won't say it with the word panim. So when I want to make a face, it's partzuf, and it's negative. When it's negative, it's partzuf. But other than that, panim, partzuf are the same. Usually for the kinder things, we'll say panim. So what are the phrases? If you want to say that someone is very sad, but not really sad, like dramatically sad, always has this long face, we can say either partzuf echa, right? We said partzuf is a negative, so partzuf echa, or partzuf tish'a be'av, right? It's the date of the Bet HaMikdash, Churban Bet HaMikdash, I'll translate later. But the second temple, when it was ruined, so it's the day, the Hebrew day, Partzuf Tisha B'Av. We actually say it in everyday conversation. יש לה כל הזמן פרצוף תשעה באב. Like she's always unhappy, unpleased, unsatisfied. Not when someone is actually sad we won't say it because they're actually sad. But we want to describe someone who's always displeased and unhappy and always like, like this, always. How are you? Okay. פרצוף תשעה באב. Another way to say, and this is exactly like in English, I think, sour face. Someone's always also, it's like the same thing, always this happy, not happy, this displeased, always, you know, we could have done it much better. It could have been better. This restaurant is nice, but, you know, I've seen nicer. So we'll say, יש לה, או יש לו, פרצוף חמוץ. Like pickle, מלפפון חמוץ. Yeah, kind of. When we want to say when something is not good, like it sucks, we'll say, and it's in slang, al hapanim, on the face. Al, on, the, panim, face, al hapanim, on the face. So if you hear a native Hebrew speaker say to you in English, wow, it was on the face, you know what they mean. It sucked, it wasn't good, it was bad. This is how we say al hapanim. How was the party? איך הייתה המסיבה? And I can say, al hapanim. Not so good. It was really pretty bad. What about nicer things? We also have that. So we'll say panim me'irot. Panim me'irot, me'ir from the word or, light. Ma'ir is something that lights up. Yeah? Panim me'irot lights up a room, face that lights up a room. We'll say it to someone who's always smiling, always kind to us. Whenever they see us, they're happy. They have this vibe, this good energy. And again, this smile that is not just here, but also in their eyes. You know, when someone actually really smiles at you. Oh, it's so nice when someone does it. I think it's so important to do it, even to people we don't actually know. It's just kind. So we'll say, יש לו, או יש לה, פנים me'irot. By the way, panim is both female and male, so we can say either panim me'irot or panim me'irim, but partzuf is male, so we cannot say partzuf chamutza. We have to say partzuf chamutz. Okay, so I do hope that your face is lighting up, שיש לכם פנים מאירות or מאירים, and that you're happy and that you learn something new. And remember, it's not about retaining everything we learn in that same moment in time, but planting the seeds. Each video you watch, each thing you read, you hear, when you work with a teacher, every little thing, well, every little thing you do is magic. Do, 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 do.